It seems like things are getting tense for the Las Vegas Raiders. After their recent loss, head coach Antonio Pierce hinted that some players made business decisions during the game, implying they didn't give their best effort. This has sparked a lot of drama and speculation about what's going on within the team. Pierce's comments suggest that some players were more focused on their personal interests than on helping the team win. As a result, the Raiders might make some tough decisions moving forward, possibly releasing players or even making changes in the coaching staff. The Raiders just lost a game they should have easily won against the Carolina Panthers. Many people are surprised by this loss, and Antonio Pierce's post-game comments have added fuel to the fire. Some believe he was just frustrated after the defeat and said things out of anger, but others think there's more to it. There's talk that a few players might be let go, similar to what happened last year with Marcus Peters, who was cut because he wasn't playing as expected. One name that's being mentioned is safety Trayvon Moehrig. Some reports suggest he could be replaced by Isaiah Pola-Mao, because Moehrig has been struggling with missed tackles and poor positioning. However, not everyone agrees with this assessment. It's just one reporter's opinion, and others think Moehrig hasn't been performing that badly. It's true he's missed some tackles, but so have other players like cornerback Jack Jones and linebacker Robert Spillane. The defense as a whole has had its issues. There are also rumors that wide receiver Devante Adams might be unhappy. Some people noticed he seemed disconnected during the game, and his post-game comments made it sound like he's frustrated with the team's lack of identity and consistency. But he was out there on the field, running his routes, even if he didn't get many passes thrown his way. Despite all this speculation, it doesn't seem likely that Adams will be traded. He's committed to the Raiders, and they know his value. It's also unlikely that Moehrig is the player Pierce was referring to. There are several other players who could fit the description, and it's hard to say who exactly he meant. One thing is clear. There's a lot going on behind the scenes, and the team needs to figure things out quickly. We'll have to wait and see what changes, if any, are made in the coming days. It's unclear who exactly Antonio Pierce was referring to in his comments, but it's definitely creating a lot of buzz. Some think he might have been talking about Jackson Paris-Johnson, but that doesn't seem likely. It could have been another player who was frustrated at the end of the game, and we might learn more about it later this week. Another possibility is that Pierce was hinting at offensive coordinator Luke Getsy. During his press conference, Pierce sounded critical of the offensive game plan. He mentioned that they tried to run the ball but didn't have success. He also said that the offensive and defensive schemes weren't good enough and that they didn't execute well. This suggests that he might have been pointing fingers at the coaching staff. Pierce described how the team had opportunities but failed to take advantage of them. For example, they knew what to expect from the defense and planned to counter it, but they didn't execute those plans in key moments. This could be seen as a critique of either Getsy's offensive strategy or Patrick Graham's defense. However, Graham's defense had performed well in the first 2 weeks of the season, and it was just this recent game where they struggled. So, it's more likely that Pierce was talking about the offense. Some people are also speculating that the business decision comment could be about quarterback Gardner Minshew. He didn't play during the final drive, and some are wondering if he made that choice himself. Maybe he blamed the interception on someone else and decided not to go back on the field, thinking the game was already lost. It's frustrating because the season is still young, and the Raiders are already dealing with this unnecessary drama. Instead of focusing on their next game against the Cleveland Browns, the team is caught up in this controversy over who made a business decision. It's unfortunate because we don't know who Pierce was talking about, whether it was a quarterback, receiver, safety, or even a defensive lineman. This kind of distraction is the last thing the team needs right now. I really hope the Las Vegas Raiders can turn things around and use this situation to rally together. They have a chance to focus on next week's game and get some wins. If there's a player who isn't committed to the team's system and goals, then it's best to let them go. The team can't afford to have anyone who isn't fully on board. Some people might say that Antonio Pierce shouldn't be calling out his players publicly. I don't agree. If someone like Gardner Minshew, for example, didn't want to play during that last drive, then it's probably best to cut him. The same goes for any other player, whether it's a cornerback, safety, or offensive lineman. A team needs everyone to be fully committed in order to win games. In the NFL, anything can happen on any given Sunday, as the Raiders learned in their loss to the Panthers. I still believe the Raiders can win 8 to 11 games this season, but they need to come together and perform better on offense. They have the talent to succeed, even if the coaching hasn't been perfect. Players like Brock Bowers and Trey Tucker have shown they can make big plays with just a single touch. Bowers had a huge play right before halftime, and Tucker had a 53-yard catch. The Raiders have some explosive talent on offense. They just need the coaches to use them effectively. Hopefully, the Raiders can sort out whatever issues they're facing and get back on track. We'll have to wait and see how things unfold. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time with another video.